That does bring us to chapter 35, which is advice. So Volke does go to see Zaxis. He can't contract the plague, so he's one of the few people that can actually interact with Zaxis. He's talking with Luthair of kind of, what happens if they can't cure the plague, and Luthair's like, oh, Forscythe would kill himself, and Zaxis would be good to go, which props to Forscythe, but that is like dedication.
I mean, look at Luthair, look the whole time during Plague Arcanist. Luthair's like, look, if we're talking about either you curing of the plague or going insane, I'm out, man. Like, I'm going to let you survive. At least we have some honorable elder in here.
Very honorable. Even though Zaxis is quarantined out, he's still training. So we do get these awkward. Volke goes to ask him for advice about the Atty situation, and Zaxis doesn't quite realize it. And there's a little bit of like a performance issue comment that comes up. Real awkward, real quick. Volke's like, that's my sister, so we're going to skip over that.
I feel like Volke didn't even realize that's what was going on at the moment. And was just like, what? No, like, this is what I'm talking about. And then I'm sure at some point later on, he's like, oh, God.
Things never to bring up. Zaxis gives Volke almost opposite advice and says, like, hey, this is becoming a distraction. Just leave it alone. Focus on your training. It'll work itself out, which is surprisingly good advice. So I did appreciate that. We do get some Evianna Volke interaction. She confronts Volke and pretty much says, like, hey, you've kind of been neglecting our training because you're working on so many other things.
Well, and she does tell him, like, look, you're an absolutely excellent swordsman. You just suck at teaching. she basically is just like, you absolutely just suck at this. So,
and Volke agrees. He's like, yeah, that's actually true. I haven't been doing a great job.
It's like, add it to the list.
We do also get this great scene as Volke is making his rounds. So Devlin is pruning Mesos and is frustrated with the bad luck of the Sun Chaser. He gives Volke this really good advice, essentially like, you have to navigate situations with trust and rely on the tenacity of your first mate. So no route's the same and no boat has the same problems. So stay here and sink or keep moving forward. And Volke's like, wow, that was really great advice. And Devlin goes, yeah, that's the only piece of advice I have. I use it for everything.
I love it. It's just like, normally people infer what they want out of it and they make their own decision.
Hey, more power to you. It seems to work, so.
Kudos to you for figuring that little sliver of peace out. As we're exiting chapter 35, Devlin is also like, hey, can you please keep that siren away from me next time? Like, she's asking a lot of questions, a lot of personal questions too. Like, just, can you have her leave me alone?
She has no fear.
Dan Mackison, one of the admins for the Frith Chronicles wiki, link listed below, and doing his best to keep everything running smoothly behind the scenes. If you want to reach out to us, you can email us at frithguildpod@gmail.com or on Facebook or any other social media by searching for Frith Guild Podcast. Just to remind everybody, we have links to everything in the description below on both the podcast and YouTube.
And with that, we do want to thank everybody for listening this week. We just want to remind everybody that Labyrinth Arcanus is coming out in December, on December 10th. That'll be about a month away from when this recording is going to be released, a month and some change away. Next week, since is going to be the week of Halloween and the day before Halloween, Scott and I are going to, and we're going to dress up for Halloween ourselves, I believe. So we'll be definitely excited to show you guys that. And Scott, did you have anything else you'd like to add this week?
Nope, just excited for figure out what my costume will be.
All right. Well, with that, we thank you everybody for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week. Oh my gosh. I feel like people wouldn't look past him or wouldn't expect it. Sorry. Wouldn't
put it past him.
There you go. Thank you. Words.